What does it feel like when that old self like shows its ugly head sometimes?
Ooh, baby.
Sometimes you got to get a little delusional. Just
a little delusional and you never hurt nobody.
Just,
you know, it's like that. Is that what they do?
Oh, clock.
Girl, I don't.
Oh,
okay.
So, turned around, I saw her, we locked eyes, we were like, oh my God, hey.
They're probably the piss in the pool, possibly. Mm-hmm. They're probably the red flag, possibly. Mm-hmm. And so they need to look at that.
You kind of feel like you have to be this person, and then life humbles you. And
girl, I was about to tag you. Right. She's a squatter.
She's a squatter. So she stayed around and let me know she wasn't gone.
And I think people need to understand that you're never just going to reach the point where I'm finished.
It's somewhere between journaling and blocking people. Hey y'all, welcome to Crystal's Clarity Podcast. I'm Crystal, your host, and there's always another way to see it with the Crystal's Clarity Podcast. We're all about growth, but we're all about keeping it real, and that's what we're going to do today. Today, I have a very special guest, Dr. Katrina Marie.
Hey girl.
It's been a minute, y'all.
Yes.
So I had her on a panel. I had a vision board event about 5 or 6 years ago now.
Yes.
It's crazy. Time flies. So I happened to bump into her like a few weeks ago at brunch. Don't even know. I found my way in a whole nother party, leading the whole dance. Y'all know I dance. Turned around. I saw her. We locked eyes. We were like, oh my God, hey. And it was just on my spirit after that. It was like, you need to have her on. So I reached out. And here she is.
Thank you for having me too. I appreciate it.
Of course. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling real good. No complaints at all.
That's what I'm talking about. So today's episode will be about healing. So as you know, if you've been following the brand, this year is all about healing to control the controllables. So today's title for the episode is Healed-ish, somewhere between journaling and blocking people.
Baby.
You blocked a few people this week? So it's about being just a human in the process, and you don't have to be perfect, and that's what we're going to get into today. But before we do that, I would like you to just give us a little bit about you, who you are, what you do. And
a little bit of everything. But
right, exactly.
Hey, y'all. I am Dr. Katrina Marie. Yes, Dr. Katrina Marie. I am a dating coach. I teach people. I'm an accountability dating coach. So just different from just regular dating.
Right.
I'm an accountability dating coach, which I want to teach people to look at themselves and let them see that they may be the reason why that they're not getting the relationships that they want. They're probably the piss in the pool, possibly. Mm-hmm. They're probably the red flag, possibly. Mm-hmm. And so they need to look at that. So that's my passion. Also, I am the editor-in-chief of Love and Lifestyle magazine, which was the event you walked in on. It was a cover release that we were doing for Love and Lifestyle magazine. So I am the editor-in-chief and creator of Love and Lifestyle magazine. And of course, I am the owner of Tasty Wines. And you guys will get a little bit of that later on. But yeah, so that's what I do. But my passion is definitely teaching people how to date to get the relationships that they desire.
Right. Well, first of all, that is amazing.
I love it.
And now I just like having people on. Though we're not close, I was there prior to her actually becoming the doctor portion. So I just love, because we still follow each other on social media. So when I saw, I said, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Go.
No, what's the clock that? Is that what they do?
Oh, clock.
Girl, I don't. Oh, okay.
So, but I just want to say thank you so much for being here. And again, we're going to talk about being healed. And it's a lot of what she mentioned too, being able to point to yourself, being able to figure out, am I the person? Is it me or is it them? So we're going to get into that. You ready?
I am ready.
All right.
Yes, absolutely.
So today, like I mentioned, we're talking about healed-ish. It's that space in between trying to be perfect, but you realize you ain't, and you got to go with the flow. So what does that look like for you? I know for me, sometimes I think that I've gotten to a place where everything is rainbows and sunshines, and I find myself ready to square up on somebody. So I know that sometimes, and even being in a space of being a coach or someone that people look up to, or people come to you and talk to you about everything, you kind of feel like you have to be this person, and then life humbles you and makes you remember that, hey, you're still a human. You still have to do things a certain way. You have your learning experience too. I'm sure you can speak to that, right?
Absolutely. Everybody thinks that the journey to being healed is being completely healed.
Right.
It is always a journey.
Right.
And I think people need to understand that you're never just going to reach the point where I'm finished. Okay.
Right.
And so when you talk about healed-ish, it really means I acknowledge and I see that, oops, I still got that in me.
Right?
I did it again. I got that in me, and being okay with that.
Correct.
Not feeling like just because I did it that I'm doomed or I'm set myself all the way back. No, it's literally about understanding and recognizing, oh, I did that.
Right.
Let me do something different.
Right.
Acknowledging it, correcting it, right? Correcting it, but just acknowledging like, oh, I did that.
Right.
So I want people to always understand you're never going to be all the way healed. So when people put the ED on there,
right,
that's really not a real
not
thing.
Yeah, it's not true.
You're actually just on a journey to always remembering that, hey, I need to adjust this and do that. And then having the sense to do it. So that's the healed part.
Correct. And then there's some things that you just, it's like you mentioned, it's a continuous healing. Now, there are some things that you may find that you have completely healed from. And some things just truly takes time. A lot of things you're not going to be able to heal overnight. That's just not how it works, like she mentioned. But I will say there are certain things that you can heal, and it doesn't take too much time because maybe it was something quick that happened and maybe you had a quick turnaround. Because I will say there could be healing within a healing that you're already having. So there could be layers to certain things. And again, it just shows that you're human. You don't need to be perfect. It's okay. It's okay that it's about your old self sometimes also showing up and showing you who you used to be, and it gives you that opportunity. So I know there have been times where people have mentioned where you have an opportunity where you're looking to, like, how can I get to this place? I want to be this person. I want to be able to do this, which is that healed space. But sometimes you don't realize you're presented with the opportunity to do it. It looks like walking away when you feel like you want to square up.
Right.
Exactly, you turning away, or deciding not to engage in a conversation that will pull you out and pull you back to that old self again. Now, for you, do you find in spaces where what does it feel like when that old self like shows this ugly head sometimes?
Ooh, baby, I want to cut up. Like, I want to cut up.
Right.
Let's understand, we have to remember that we still are human and have human tendencies.
Right.
This is where we get better, when we don't do what we wanted to do. That's when you know that you're on your way to that healed journey or that healing journey. When you make a different decision about doing something that you would have done differently.
Right.
And actually, matter of fact, thinking about it. Right. Just going like, oh, girl, I was about to tag you. You know what I'm saying? I was about to do something to you, but you know what? I'm not, because I'm working on me. And so that is an accomplishment in itself. When you recognize that I could have done something differently, but I didn't.
Like,
and you need to pat, and you need to pat yourself on the back for that.
Right.
Every little piece and every little thing that you do needs to be rewarded, so you'll know I'm on the track to doing the right thing and getting myself in the right space.
Right. And it's something that you said too, where in those moments where it comes up and you may end up reacting like your old self. Don't be too hard on yourself about that. That will happen. I've definitely had spaces where I reacted exactly like my old self did.
Yeah.
So I thought it was my old self, but she hadn't left the building just yet. I thought I had evicted her. She said, nope, I'm squatting. So
she's a squatter.
She's a squatter. So she stayed around and let me know she wasn't gone just yet. So I had to remember that, to still give myself grace.
Yeah.
You still have to give yourself grace. And I have to remember that even for myself. So in those moments when you giving yourself grace, what does that also look like for you? Like, once you've realized that you've reacted the opposite of what you wanted to, not from your healed space, how are you feeling in those moments?
Don't walk in the guilt of going back to doing your, something that you did prior to. Because a lot of times we'll trip up and then we'll set in that, like, dang, I can't believe I went back to that. I can't believe I did this. And we set in that guilt. You have to remember, everything is up to you, how you get what you get, your journey and everything. So no matter what anybody says on the outside, no matter what anybody's thinking, no matter what you see on the, no matter anything, it begins with you. So apologize to yourself, give grace to yourself, Love on yourself. Be okay with yourself. Don't sit in that guilty space and just move on. We have a tendency to sit too long in places and things in all situations. And we got to learn to get up and go.
Right.
So get up, girl.
Right, exactly.
Let it go. It happened and go. Okay.
No, correct. And I know, and that's a form of gaslighting too. Sometimes we get so hard on ourselves because like, dang, I reacted exactly the way I didn't want to. They got up under my skin. They got me or this person. And we, like you mentioned, we dwell in it, and it doesn't. And I get it; it doesn't feel good because there's a sort of pride and ego in that too. I can tell you, like being a healed-ish person, I definitely still have some pride in me, and definitely a little ego. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know, this person ain't gonna get one. I don't know what you think this is, and you have to sit back, like you don't have to let them dry you out like that. But that's okay. That's okay. And then also just not dwelling on the fact that you did not react the way that you would have preferred, but like. One person once told me before, if you recognize a mistake, just try not to make the mistake twice. You see you did it, but you may do it again. And that's another thing. Like healing is not linear.
Right.
It's not linear. And that is okay. As long as you can look back and say, hey, I learned something from this.
That's a great thing.
That's what's important.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to get into. We're going to start talking about tactical ways that you can actually push through those moments. Hey y'all, it's Crystal. I'm here on my Set with Crystal's Clarity podcast, and I'm drinking my Rise coffee like I do every morning. So I brought it in for my guest, Dr. Katrina, and it's helped me for the last 9 months gain clarity, gut health, lose weight. You need to try it. So the link will be in the description, and tell me what you think. So this is one of my favorite segments, Crystal and My Tripping, where guests or friends, they give me like a scenario, something that they've been through, either for the month or the week. And they want my honest opinion, and they want me to share it with my guests to see how they feel about it as well. They just want to know if they tripping and just get our little feedback. So y'all ready? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So this is from Keisha.
Okay, Keisha.
She says, so I'm in this whole healed phase of should be healing, lighting candles, journaling, praying for peace, drinking chlorophyll water, all that.
Okay.
Then I randomly remember how this man once told me, I just need time to get myself together. And literally 2 weeks later, he had a new girlfriend, a dog, and matching hoodies.
Okay.
I started to text him congrats. But my journal was sitting right there judging me. So instead, I wrote, I released what no longer serves me. Then I went on Instagram and reported both their accounts for spam. Crystal, am I tripping?
Oh my God.
No, that took a turn. So,
Right.
wait, so, okay. Yeah, I feel like you were going in the right direction at first, right? Just putting it in your journal, and then you just took it left with the reporting. So I have to say, on that portion, you was tripping. What you think, doctor?
She was definitely triggered.
Triggered?
She was definitely triggered. I mean, seeing, and it's easy to get, and this is part of that, you got to go back and kind of reset.
Right.
Because you saw all that when he said he needed time, and he went and did a whole new life. That'll make you mad now.
It will.
That'll make you mad.
It will.
And the one thing you want to do is let them know you done made me mad.
Right.
When really you're supposed to be able to go on. And okay, and again, going back to what we said, it's not always that easy, but she was tripping, but that was a good one. She was tripping, but that was a good one, though, girl. I see you, Keisha.
Right,
that was a good one.
Exactly. Like, you didn't have to report them. You could have blocked them.
Man, I like that.
And reported for spam.
Keisha said she gonna do it. She gonna do it the way she's supposed to do it, okay?
So you might have to journal about that part, too. So I ain't gonna lie. You did good at first, but you tripping a little bit.
But give yourself a little gold star, because that was creative. She was tripping. I'm gonna say she was tripping. But Keisha,
you had to get that lip back.
You did that. You got that lip back. But
you got your lip back.
Yeah, you was tripping, though.
Tripping. We are taking an even deeper dive right now into the healed-ish space. So I want to talk about the benefits. We can talk about our experiences like we did before, but I just want to talk about the benefits. And the benefits that I find in finding yourself in that healed-ish space is just being able to see yourself clearly, being able to see the beauty in it all, the ugly cries, the happy twerks, the smiling, the giggling, the throwing things. there's all still beauty in that, because those are just moments. Those are just pillars and steps to get you to your bigger moments in life. There's no there, meaning that is not a destination. This is a journey. And the more that you get into that healed space, you begin to understand that it's just simply a journey. There is no destination. When you think about benefits, Dr. Katrina, what does that look like for you? What do those benefits look like? What are the benefits of being in that healed space?
I have to agree with you, is being able to see yourself, being able to not only see yourself, but see yourself progress. Yes. Not going from one space that you were in to another space that you were in to another space that you were in, being able to applaud yourself as you take these steps. I know we talked about, understanding what our triggers and all of these things are, but also understanding that you have to be intentional about doing those things. Like, we think that our healing journey, our emotions, all the things that we do are supposed to just come naturally, right? They don't. You have to have a plan for these types of things as well. You have a plan for what you're going to do for your career, how you're going to buy your car, anything that you're going to do, you're going to execute it by steps, right? And in that healing journey, giving yourself that list or those steps to execute and to get into where you are helps you to realize how far you've come until you get to the place where you can do it naturally.
Right.
And guess what else you get to do? Because you have those steps, if you have a slip up, you get to go back and revisit those steps. So I think a lot of the benefits is learning some self-control, learning how to be intentional, and really getting to see who you can actually really be when you decide that this is where I want to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Benefits also outweigh the process. So the process itself can seem so daunting, like, wow, I gotta go through this. Yeah. I just felt like I got to this place and I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna drug all the way back. The fact that you are even aware enough for that to say that you need to sit in that and give yourself grace, that is a benefit in itself. The fact that you're able to just literally sit there and say, like, this is not what I wanted. I'm trying to be here. Sit with that. Sit with that. And next, what I'm thinking about is tactics. Of course, we can sit here and talk about the benefits, talk about our experiences, but I'm sure you're like, okay, but how do I actually do this? Like, somebody just cut me off in line. Somebody just got in front of me. My man just said something crazy to me. How do I actually put it into play in those moments? For me, what I'll say is pausing before I react. I've done that for a long time in my life. I've been through a lot of situations, and I can't say that I always pause, depending upon how you trigger me. But in most cases, I take the time to weigh out the situation, and I'm like, okay, Crystal, what does this look like on the other end? Once this is all said and done, what do you want it to look like? So just from a tactical space, I would say pause before responding or reacting to whatever that trigger is. Take notice. Take note. I'll even go back one more. Take note of your triggers. If you have to literally write them down, Sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to write nothing down. This doesn't seem like, write it down. Just try it. Write it down so that when they come up, you can take note and take inventory of what those triggers are. And then at that point, you know that they're coming. Let me go ahead and take some time to pause, think about it. When you think about tactical and somebody says, well, Dr. Katrina, how do I actually in that moment keep myself from throwing hands or cussing somebody out or saying the wrong thing? What is that?
In that moment, stop judging. We judge a lot. We not only judge, we draw a lot of conclusions. And when we start to do that, we give people... we kind of give them a reason for us to act up on them because we've judged their behavior and they shouldn't have done it that way. So now, because of whatever we feel like they did it, we're going to react this way. Right? We have to learn to also know that somebody else may be going through something too. Now, that's not an excuse to allow them to hurt you or give them an excuse to run over you or cross your boundaries, right? But they may be going through something too. So when you think about that, you want to, again, allow the same grace that you would want to be allowed to you if something was going on with you, right? But when we learn to stop judging and assuming and jump into conclusions, then that would allow us to be more like, okay, something could have been going on here. I'm not gonna punch you in the face today, but tomorrow, if you do this thing, we're gonna have a problem.
Right.
And so allowing yourself to be like, well, what if that was me? How have I felt or how have I reacted when I've had bad days, or I've had some bad news, or I've had a challenging week, or something went on.
Right.
So when we do that, then we can allow ourselves to have more patience. Work on our patience to not react what it is. But here's another thing too that I want people to, you talked about writing stuff down.
Right.
Not only write it down, say it out loud. Do you know how something affects you when you say it, when you hear it, when you can write down, I need to work on me versus hearing, I need to work on me. When you hear that, it actually, you internalize it.
Correct.
When you write it down, sure, you see it, but then you can go past it. But when you hear yourself, look in the mirror and go, I need to work on me.
Correct.
Man, that's an internal thing that you take in. So not only write it down, but say it to yourself, I need to do better.
Right.
Because it's like somebody saying to you, you don't want to hear all that, but it makes you accountable. It makes you accountable.
Yes.
So not only write it down, say that. Say it.
I agree. And I would also add on to that where affirmations come in.
Exactly.
I am huge on quotes and affirmations. If you know me, you know that already. So with that being said, affirmations and saying things out loud. So having both of them, writing them down, affirming who you are becoming and who you want to be. So you have to speak from that place of, this is who I am. We understand that you may not be there just yet, right? But when you say that I will or I'm going to, you're technically putting yourself some distance and space between there. So in order to make it real, say, this is who I am. And a lot of times, if you have that in your brain, you begin to operate that way. Like they say, sometimes you got to get a little delusional. Just
a little delusional ain't never hurt nobody. It ain't never hurt nobody. It really will take you to places that you want to go. Because you be like, you don't overthink it. And you're like, you know what? I can do this. And you do it,
Before you know it, because it's literally all in thought.
Yeah.
It truly is. And it'll bring you back to where like, I really can do this. Like, okay, listen, there are some things I'm completely delulu about.
I love delulu,
but because I got this, I can do this, no problem. And in reality, you get it done because the point is like, it's not supposed to be perfect. You're just trying to do it.
Right.
That's it. You can fine tune it, and it does get better on its own the more that you do it. So when you begin to affirm yourself that this is the space that I want to be. So just to make it tactical, we're literally saying, write it down. Not only write it, say it to yourself. And when you write it, don't just write it in the book and close it and throw it away. Put it on a sticky note. Put it somewhere you can see it. Put it on your phone, wherever you look the most. I would say start there. Are there any more tactical things that you could think of? So I believe you mentioned something about not judging and assuming. What does a person, let's say I'm judging in that moment, how do I reverse engineer that and not be in that space when I feel it coming up?
Stop expecting perfection. We think that people should act the way we think they should act. That's the first thing. And then we think they should act that way. They should be perfect. We do that, and that makes us judge ourselves harsher because we think people should walk a certain way and we hold them to that standard. And so that makes it hard for us to give ourselves grace because we expect this perfection. And when we don't fall into what we expect, then it's hard for us to do it. So, we have to learn to stop expecting so much from people. And I don't mean not to have any expectations, because you should for people, how people act, but just understand that we all have that whole human nature, right? And you yourself are the standard, or you set the standard for your whole environment. So if you're around people that trigger you, move. Like, get away from them. Like, sometimes we give people too much power over us. And I say that when it comes to relationships, you are the one who determines who's around you. So every time I hear somebody be like, oh, she do this, or women do this, or men do this, and baby, you don't even have to be there.
You did.
You don't even have to be there. You can remove yourself. And guess what? That is your choice. You chose it. So anything that you are in, you chose it.
Correct.
If you remember that, you'll be like, I don't want to do that. I have a choice in this. Remember that you have a choice. And I think that's one of the bigger things. You have to remember that you do have a choice. And it's you who sets your environment up. You do. Like, I think people forget that.
Right.
I'm the one that's here. I'm the one that's dealing with this person. I'm the one that's in their face. I'm the one that's in this environment. The best way to get out of that is to remove myself.
And to your same point, for the year itself, that's why I mentioned we're talking about healing to control the controllables. And there's no better way to control the controllables but by controlling yourself first.
Right.
So that looks like the tactical things that we are literally talking about. It could be removing yourself from people's presence, from triggering environments. I'm not going to say that you can remove yourself from every last trigger. That's just not realistic. But there are certain things that we definitely have control over, and it starts with ourselves first. One other thing I will add is also having accountability partners. I don't care what we're talking about.
Indeed.
I mentioned that on the last episode about planning. It's the same thing even in your healed space. Calling your friend when you like, listen, this is going on. This is who I want to be. I don't want to be this person. So that's why I'm big on holding my friends accountable when they come to me about certain things and they're like, well, friend, I'm like, well, friend, listen, what did you say that you wanted to do? So I'm not going to, I know I have this thing of wanting to see the best in people. So I'm always going to speak to that. But I always go back to what did you say that you wanted to do?
Right.
And I always question them like, so what do you want to happen out of this? What would you like to get out of this? Well, I want to punch them in the face. Okay, friend. well, do you want to go to jail?
Right.
Like, you gotta work tomorrow. So
Right.
what do you actually want? Do you want some reconciliation? Is that what you actually want? Is your ego just in the way right now? So the reason I say that to say you need accountability partners. I even have my friends when I have stuff going on. I call like, friend, this is what I'm thinking with this. Even whether it's even things with my podcast. Whether I'm calling my EP, y'all can't see him. I'm always shouting him out. Y'all can't see him. But even when it's stuff like that, and even my other friends that call me for things, I call them too. Like, I'm not perfect. And I may be in a space, someone said this once before, they said it's hard to read the label when you're inside the bottle. And that just goes to show you it's hard to be objective when you're the person that's in it. You're not supposed to be perfect on every turn. You may have a lot of things together, but you're not supposed to have everything together. It's just not how it works. But again, having an accountability partner and knowing the right type of people, not the people that's going to have you doing the same unhealed-ish things that you were doing before. You want those people that's going to speak to that better part of you. They recognize where you want to be, and they're going to always lead you in that direction.
Two important things that you talked about just then: your circle. Your circle is super important, but also understanding the consequences of your actions. I don't think people think about those things and they just react. There's going to be a consequence, right? The consequence is going to, again, depend on you. So understand that whatever you're about to do, if you don't give yourself that moment to not do it or think about it, then there's going to be a consequence. But another great thing you talk about is your circle. Your circle is super important. You are a reflection of your circle. So the way your circle is moving around you, the way your circle is encouraging you or not encouraging you, whether you're having a prayer partner or accountability partner or somebody you can talk to or somebody who reel you in. Too many times we have too many yes people around us. And we like it because exactly because it gives us what we want. It gives us permission to do what we want to do, right? So you need to learn what a good circle looks like. People sometimes don't even have those circles because they don't want to be accountable. So they be like, I don't want them people around me. I want the yes people because they want to stay in the lane that they're in. And so you get what you get when you're in that lane.
And just to piggyback off of that, like you mentioned, some people avoid. So I will say, make sure you're not avoiding the spaces that get you to that bigger place that you're trying to get to, because sometimes that looks like work. And it feels uncomfortable. Like, why I gotta be the person, the bigger person to do this, or why I gotta? Do you want to be that person that you're talking about or not? If you don't, that's fine. That's a whole different conversation. But if you're saying that that's where you want to be, you have to put yourself in the line to be able to do that.
Ooh, and I'm guilty, honey. I am so guilty. I have really had to work on that. Be like, why I got to be the one to call, even though I know I'm supposed.
Yes.
Because you do have to do that, but because the reward comes for you. It's your thing that you want. Yeah.
And like you mentioned, reward. So what I'll say with that is that if you do find a space where you gotta win that day for the fact that, listen, I didn't cuss my manager out today, even though that's what I wanted to do because he done said something crazy to me for the 5th time this week. I want you to reward yourself. Yes. Give yourself a small win. Go get you a drink after work or something. It's important to reward yourself with those small wins, and that's something that we are about to do. So stay close. This is our cheers to that segment where we toasted up to a win we had for the week, the day, the year, whatever that looks like for you. This segment today is pretty special because not only is my good friend a doctor, she also brought the wine. So she's the founder of Tasty Wines, and I ain't gonna lie, I had a sample before now. I ain't had this one, but the one I had was bussin', okay? So tell me about Tasty Wine, the inspiration.
So listen, y'all, if you know me, you know that I love a good wine, right? The very first wine we started with was a Moscato. We launched in 2021, Tasty Wines, because I love a good wine, and I never could find, it was like I was trying to find the taste that I like, and I couldn't. So I was like, let me create it. Yeah. So, so I was introduced to my winemaker. She's a lady out of Texas, Signature Sips. Her name is Hope. Q actually connected us, and so once we did that, she was just like, tell me what you wanted to taste like. I said I needed to reflect me, and so she sent me 3 samples, and baby, it was not listen to me, understand me. And so not only are they great to the taste, they're rich. Like when you taste my wines, you're not just it's really rich and sensual, and that's what I want to linger, something that's on your taste buds, not just a drink, but on your taste buds. So but I bought you baby number 2. The Moscato was first. The red was second. So this is Tasty Red. Red is a Merlot blend. Now, let me tell you why this is special. Okay. Right? The Merlot blend is special because it's great for people who are just starting with red. Not too dry and not very sweet, but it's a great taste. So if this is the first time you started with red, this is great. And very good. But if it's like for people who are just now, even people who like red, they love this. So I'm going to pour us some. I'm going to pour us a little bit. I'm going to pour us a little bit because, baby, we'll be somewhere doing something different.
Right.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And the great part about my wines is that, cork is what keep your wines fresh, right?
Nice.
Baby, we ain't just corking. We got a cork and you can put it back. So we're not just unraveling and giving you a little screw top, because who screws stuff?
And it's spending time. I ain't got no cork screw.
You ain't got no, but you
ain't got my thumb or something or a knife.
What are we talking about screwing? Now, baby, we're going to put the cork right on back in there so you don't have to, how to try to find something to stick it back in or find something to keep it fresh. It comes with its own cork top.
Perfect. But yes, this Cheers to That segment is sponsored by Tasty Wine. Stay tuned for more. But today, I want to cheer to, let's see. I'm on my second term of school. So some of you may or may not know I'm in school. Yes. So I do way too many things. Having ADHD, like they say, we are serial hobbyists.
For real.
Right now, I'm in school. So my first term ended with A's. I have to say I'm a much better college student than I was a student back in the day. But either way, that's what I want to cheer to today. That I had 2 A's. I only had 2 classes. I had 2 A's. And I want to cheer to the fact that we had this episode today, episode number 2. So Dr. Katrina, what do you want to cheer to today? What has been a win either this week, today, last week, this month, year?
Well, you know what? I want to cheers to my magazine about to come out with its 4th cover. We have had some amazing people on the cover. And then we have the Power 25, which is going to feature 25 amazing. I can't wait till y'all see them. But listen, I do this magazine all by myself, y'all. Like literally print, cover, everything. Because when I tried to give people stuff to do and it never come out the way I just be like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
Don't worry about it. So I want to cheers to me for continuing to work hard and let the magazine, the numbers are amazing. The subscriptions are great. People are actually doing ads. So I want to cheers to that the magazine is doing what it does. Love and Lifestyle Magazine. I'm happy about it.
Yes.
And I ain't killed nobody yet. So thank God here.
Yes. Let me see.
I know, girl. I know. It's okay.
Yeah.
I know it's okay.
The link will be in the description if I don't buy all the bottles.
I try to tell people it ain't good. I don't say it's good because it's mine. I say it's good because it's good.
No, this is really good. It's rich in taste. It tastes really, really good. and it's not bitter, any of that. Still has like somewhat of a sweet, but very, like you said, very rich taste. I like this. Now that we're coming to somewhat of a close, I don't want to see you go. Any final words that you would like to leave our friends, our audience that's watching, some tidbits they can take home? Just some final words.
Yeah. Be accountable. Be intentional. Be on purpose. When you do those things, that gives you a guideline to get into wherever you want to go. Set goals. Create lists. Don't feel like you have to do everything off the rim. When you talked about ADHD, me too. We have to have lists in order to complete things. I think now in the society that we are in, a lot of people are ADHD or just attention deficit. You know what I'm saying?
Lack of attention.
Oh my God. So create lists. But whatever you do, be intentional, be accountable.
Perfect. So Dr. Katrina, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram or Dr. Katrina Marie. You can find me on Facebook, Dr. Katrina Marie. You can find me on YouTube, Dr. Katrina Marie. I always say TikTok. I'm trying to grow my TikTok. Matter of fact, go to TikTok. Dr. Katrina Marie. I'm trying to grow my audience, y'all. Golly.
Please follow.
I have 1,000 views here. Go to TikTok, 17 views. What? Come on now, don't do me like that. But I'm trying to grow. So yeah, find me on TikTok through Dr. Katrina Marie. But everything is Dr. Katrina Marie.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. I enjoy having you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And this was just the first of many. You know I gotta have you back.
Girl, I will come whenever you like. You can have whatever you like, baby. Whenever you need me.
I want to make this crystal clear. You don't have to be perfect. You just need progress, and there's beauty in the progress, and I want you to be able to see that. And you're able to see that when you take inventory of the things that have you triggered. And when you're able to take inventory, then you can be accountable for the things that trigger you, and then you can start to point out those areas when you're walking through life. Again, it's not easy, and you're not expected. The world may make you feel that way, but you're not expected to get it right. We just want you to look back, figure out how you want to get it done or how you want to be better, and do that. I know that sometimes it's not easy to do that by yourself. So that's why I created a community through Bold Intentions. And every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I send out inspirational text messages to motivate you, because sometimes waking up, your day can already get started off pretty bad or less than desirable. So I send you that fix early in the morning just to help you get your mind right. And again, this year we're about healing to control the controllables. So that's a lot of what I'm sending out this year. If you'd like to be a part of that community, text BOLD to my number that'll be on the screen. I'll have a QR code and it'll be in the description. But if you text me, I'll get you added, and you'll hear from me about 3 times a week. I just want to say thank you so much to my guest for being here. And I want to thank you for taking this opportunity to allow me to take up space in your life. And again, thank you for watching Crystal's Clarity Podcast, where there's always another way to see it. I'll see you next time.
Watch me spill it. Watch me spill it.
Lifting your lashes.
Like that.
Just lifting them. Lifting them lashes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers. Hey.
Lash lifting.
I'm trying to read.
Get y'all some of them.
Y'all gonna have me lifty.
Get my assistant.
Some tasty.
Yes.
Get some tasty bread.
Tasty.
Get them lashes lifted.
That's it, baby. That's it, baby.
That's good though.
That's really good.
That's good.
Period.
Where I get them from?
Right.
Tasty wines on. It's online.
She told you.
Oh, I got it dripping down.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Lip drip.
So tasty, TASTTEE, tastywines.com. You can order it right now.
I'm gonna tell you something. That's on the white.
Oh, she gonna be.